What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Dad Needs to Talk. I'm your host, Robert, and today I am joined by the host of the Wild, Weird, and Witchy podcast, Shakita Slater. What is up, Shakita?
What is going on? Thank you for having me.
Yes, very glad to have you. Uh, yeah, this has been a very long time coming. um, us getting a chance to collab on stuff, but so this has been a meeting, long time coming. But before I get to that, as I always say, if this is your first time here, then welcome. But if you're a returning listener or watcher, then welcome back. Y'all know here at Dad Needs to Talk, it's all about fatherhood and family, manga, anime, and sometimes video games. So today's episode, like I said, we're gonna talk with our good friend Shakita about what she's got going on over on her podcast, what all we've been reading, watching, news, all that fun jazz. So we'll go ahead and just dive right in. So, Shakita, a little bit of background, I guess, for myself and you. I know you are one of the first people that I connected with, I believe, when I started podcasting last year. Honestly, I'm trying to remember, was it just a case if I was just searching for other podcasts, or I don't even really remember what the thing was.
I I I think you had reached out to me
hmm
on with oh my god, like I don't
On
know. You
Twitter.
reached I do remember you did reach out to me on Twitter,
hmm
because I was already in my second year
Yeah.
podcasting. So you came to me for like some help, some advice on how to get the distribution done, what to do,
Yes.
the monetizing, everything, and I kind of did help you in a way.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
crazy. It's been a year. It's been a year for this. Like, yo,
Yeah.
and you're welcome for the advice. And I love what you're doing with your podcast. It's amazing. I do listen. On my car rides in the morning, I do listen. But you again, you are welcome for the help and the advice that I have given you, and I'm kind of glad it's worked out in so many
Yes.
ways. Than
Yeah, for sure. And yes, that you saying that jogged my memory. Yeah, that was definitely it. But yeah, and we've been pretty much cool. Stayed in touch the whole time. Throughout
like
this
the whole.
yes, throughout this last year and some change. Because of course, aside from our shared love of and all things anime and manga, Shakita is also a mother as well, and so that is something else that we also bond over is our adventures in parenting. um, and stuff. So, but yeah. So I want to give you a chance to kind of, because I know I have mentioned your show at some points and times here and there over this since I've been doing my podcast, but but just kind of explain for the people that are listening, what your podcast is, what kind of stuff you talk about, and all those fun things.
Of course. I am the hostess of the Wild, Witchy, and Weird podcast. Basically, it's a podcast where I talk about all the things I'm very interested in, like mental health. I do give life advice. I am a practicing witch. I talk about witchcraft and astrology. I do talk about TV shows such as like anything that I have watched or, things I'm checking out, like DC, Marvel, any other pop culture stuff. Like, I am a fan of The Office. We could talk The Office. I am a manga and anime casual fan. Um, I am, like Rob said, I am a mother as well. So I do talk about parenting and all things of all things of that nature. But that's basically what my podcast is about. I am going to lean into doing more episodes. So right now, this is just a hiatus
hmm
due to the anime burnout. that I've been having recently and everything. So that has been all things considered because you do work, but
Yeah.
mother has to work.
Oh yeah.
Motherhood is killing me, y'all. But but that is what my podcast is basically about. Uh, you can definitely check it out on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts. Yes, I just recently put it on Amazon Podcast,
Awesome.
so I did that recently. So you all can check it out there,
Yes.
and that's it.
Yes, yes, and as I always do, there will be links to her podcast and socials and all that stuff in the description box as well. Uh, so diving in from there, I guess like as far as like for myself lately, like I said, it's just business as usual for me and my adventures in fatherhood because yeah, today, this weekend, it's just been just one of those times and stuff. So, because it's like okay, I know, I got to record with Shakita at this time, but then it was like my oldest son had a basketball practice somewhere, and of course, that went over, and so I'm like, all right, we got to push this back. Practice went over, and I still gotta get dinner done and all this other stuff, whatever. So, but it is what it is. I feel like with parenting that is like being able to improvise and change and adapt is a skill that if you do not already have before becoming a parent, hopefully you will gain after becoming a parent because it's like you got to juggle, multitask, you know, make things
Mhm.
work on the drop of a dime, all that fun stuff. But moving on from there, I'm trying to think where do I kind of want to touch on. So I have a couple of because of course we're gonna talk about like what we've been reading and watching, but before then, I have like a few um like news headline things I'm gonna kind of just go through really quickly just to let people know of like some different announcement stuff that's happened recently. And of course, if there's any of them that you want to chime in on, Shakita, feel free to stop me and stuff. But I'm gonna kind of run through this list briefly. So first news thing, we finally got One Punch Man season 3 got announced.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
that
My
that
boyfriend, my boyfriend called me actually. He literally called me
yeah,
when it dropped. I was like, "What is going on? Like, are you okay?" Like, I was just on the phone. Like, "Are you okay?"
yeah.
And he was screaming like, "We're getting One Punch Man season 3." I'm like, "Shut up! No, we're not. We're not getting One Punch Man." That's the
Yeah.
same crap you told me about Haikyuu getting a final movie, like a two-part movie. And then I was wrong on that too. And then he called and yelled, like, "We're getting One Punch Man season 3." And I'm like, "No, we're not." Almost every anime news outlet posted. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're getting One Punch Man season 3." Like, shut up. And I was like, "That's crazy." So I need to get back to that manga as well. And I might do a big rewatch at
Mm-hmm.
some weekend to come.
Yeah.
But at some point, because right now I've been on a Jujutsu Kaisen kick
Yeah.
for some reason. But I'm excited for One Punch Man season 3 to come out. Isn't it with a different studio, if I'm correct,
Yeah.
or is it with the same?
They
Okay.
haven't announced who the studio is, but it is confirmed that it
Mhm.
is a new studio, another new studio.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll see how that goes. And there's no confirmation of release date or anything now. So it, there's a chance it might be next year. I doubt because a lot of the announcements we've been getting lately, if it's going to be next year, a lot of stuff will be like, hey, this thing is announced and it's 2023, but this was just like, hey, we're working on it. So we'll
We
we'll
got a lot. We have a lot of anime coming out, and it's not just for October because October is
yeah.
stacked right now. But for 2023, that's could that be potentially the year of like anime for the time being? Because I
Yeah.
all I know is we got Jujutsu Kaisen, we got Demon Slayer, we got what else is coming out
Attack on
2023? I know
Titan,
Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh yeah, Attack on Titan, and it's like crazy.
Tokyo
Like yo,
Revengers, Villain Saga,
oh, yes,
and
yo, it's crazy.
yeah.
It is crazy.
Let me see. Another one is we they announced a new Psychopaths movie, Psychopaths Providence movie. That's coming as well. I'm trying to think. I for sure watched the first two seasons. I can't. I don't think I ever watched any of. I think it was the season three. I'm pretty sure because I know that they did some other stuff some years back that I don't think I've watched that stuff. But yeah, there's gonna be another Psychopaths movie. Skate the Infinity season two and the OVA are coming as
Yes,
well. Uh, I,
yes,
I still need to finish that first season. I never finished that first season. I need to go back and finish it up. But I'm assuming you
it's
love that one
amazing.
by your reaction.
Yes, because honestly, Skate the Infinity, like an anime about skateboarding,
Yeah.
like come on, it's like crazy. So pretty much, case in point, we are getting an OVA and a second season for Skate the Infinity,
Hmm.
which is big
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure it wasn't just me. I think it was a lot more other fans who were waiting for so long. It's like, okay, first season turned out great.
Yeah.
When are we getting a second season? Like we were just all casually just waiting and
Yeah.
waiting and waiting, and then all of a sudden we got an OVA. All right, we're getting an OVA, cool. But then we're getting a second season.
Yeah.
I was like, yes. So my excitement went through the roof. My boyfriend is now currently watching Skate the Infinity after
Awesome.
begging him for 3 months to check it out. After begging him for 3 months,
Yeah.
it's y'all. It's hard getting him to do anything at this point. At this point, I even begged him to one at one point to look at Psychopaths
Hmm.
and Gintama, and he was like, "No, it's too long." But you'll watch Naruto. You'll look at Bleach. They got fillers too. It's not that long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I am working. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And but he draws the line at One Piece. He's not doing it, you guys. He's not gonna try it. I'm sorry. I have begged constantly for him to do it, and he just wouldn't do it. So
Yeah.
my One Piece journey is actually pretty well
I about to say,
actually.
but before you dive into that, because I know we talked about we were gonna talk about that. I'm gonna say that. Put a pin in that for just a second, okay? Uh, let me run through like a couple more quick news things, and then we'll start with the One Piece stuff, because I know you told me before when we said we're gonna record, he's like, hey, we gotta talk about some One Piece, so put a pin in it for like another minute or so. Uh,
All right.
Last couple other things. One that I am super happy about. Abbott Elementary is not only already we already knew they were going to be working on another season, but it is coming out September 21st. So I am super
Wow.
happy and excited because I honestly I didn't think that the next season I thought maybe at best it would be sometime next year, but the fact that we're getting
Mhm.
two seasons in 1 year, I'm super hype. Did you ever watch Abbott Elementary?
I did. It is hilarious.
It
If you
is.
guys haven't watched it, please go watch it. It is so funny. And like I'm not
Yes.
like yo, but I didn't think they were gonna do another season like this year. Like that's wild.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is crazy.
I happen to see that. I'm trying to think. For some reason, I think that news might have come out like the day after the One Punch Man news, because I remember seeing that either I saw Abbott Elementary was trending or something about it or whatever. Um, or I saw the Hulu account, something or whatever was like. I think it might have been the Hulu account was like classes back in session or some way it phrased it, and I was like, wait. And so I went to Quinta's Twitter page, and saw her
Right.
post. I was like, yay! So yeah. Like Shakita said, if y'all have not watched it, watch it. What'd you say, Shakita?
And he's like, we're getting a second season. Like, you guys, again, if you haven't looked at that show, please go watch that show. It is
Yes,
so funny.
yes. Um, last last couple of things. One, there's an Overlord movie coming out. Um, I still need to start season four. I haven't even started season four, but just like the poster for that they have for the movie where it looks so freaking dope, and so I'm like, okay, I need to start season four sometime soon. And last news thing, and you kind of touched on this a little bit while ago, the Haikyuu movie news. Uh, so there was months of build up because we knew, okay, hey, they're going to be making some type of Haikyuu announcement. Of course, everybody just assumed, hey, it's going to be season five, hype, hype, hype. And then they announced that it's just going to be a Haikyuu final movie, like Shakita said earlier, that's going to be split into two parts. Now, for those who do not know, where the manga is, or where the manga is where the last season of the anime was, there's still like 110 or so chapters left for them to adapt. And so don't know how y'all gonna work this out with getting this into two movies, or however y'all gonna split it up. But now, if this was like the last like couple of arcs, maybe okay, I could see those being two movies. But everything that happens from where the last season was to before those final arcs, whatever, there's a lot of good stuff in there, and so it's gonna suck if they gonna have to like cut out some stuff or truncate stuff or whatever, because there are some really dope matches and moments and stuff that I'm like, it's gonna suck if we can't see this stuff animated. But I don't know. It was just a bit sad to just
Yeah,
see that be the news.
that's how it was with me when I found out that Gintama was doing a final movie,
Mm,
when they were doing a final movie.
yeah.
And because it had stopped, because the series had stopped
Mm-hmm.
at at episodes 367, 369.
Mm-hmm.
So the manga was somehow done, but the
Mm-hmm.
manga was done before the movie got released.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was thinking, okay, we still had some chapters left
Yeah.
in the manga. So, how were you going to kind of get this into the final movie? And for some reason, they got chapters, I think like a couple of chapters into the movie, and it turned out great. Like,
Mm,
it turned out great. For those that do not know, I am a Gintama fan. So it's a comedy anime.
mm-hmm.
It's a comedy anime, and it's got its funny moments, but also it's got its very serious moments. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
there is filler. It's about, I think, about 20, maybe 25 fillers
Mm-hmm.
in the show,
Mm-hmm.
but you can get past a couple of them. But
Yeah.
series arcs, it'll really win. So it's
Yeah.
about 367 episodes. uh Crunchyroll has all the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the final movie is on Tubi.
Hmm.
Actually, the final movie is on Tubi. You can get it on DVD. You can try to find ways to watch it, but
Yeah.
to my understanding. But for if you want to laugh, if you want to cry, if you want to get like excited about something, I do recommend Gintama for everybody.
Yeah.
It is about 77 volumes
Yeah.
of the manga, and the manga is amazing. So again, if you want to go check out Gintama, I would recommend it,
Yeah.
and check out the anime as well. And that is my thing. But with
Yeah.
Haikyuu, I think for a two-part movie,
Mm-hmm.
and you have this much of the chapters being done, how are you going to fit And I don't want them to cut anything out because I am almost done with the manga.
Ooh,
I don't want them to cut anything. Just
yeah,
don't cut anything. Because like I think for sure they won't cut anything and they'll get it done for some reason. They'll fit some stuff in there.
yeah,
Just don't, please do not cut anything. But I think they'll get it done and I think it'll be amazing. It's gonna be sad, you know, to see it be its final movie, and
yeah,
it's gonna be sad for a lot of us. But
yeah.
I think sports anime wise, Haikyuu was up there along with Kuroko's basketball, Slam Dunk,
Hmm.
and so many other sports anime. Um, but I think Haikyuu for a lot of us was just kids and volleyball. Like
Yeah,
kids were just enjoying the sport of volleyball and just forming friendships, enemies, and all that stuff.
yeah,
But I would love to see how the two-part movie pans out. I would love to see how it goes.
yeah,
I'm excited for that.
yeah,
With so many things to come, but yeah.
yeah. So, that's pretty much all I have. Like as far like with the new stuff. So we can go and dive in, Shakita, with what you've been watching and reading, and I know we'll start with One Piece. To tell me, how has your One Piece journey been going, and your thoughts and things of that nature.
Oh man, y'all. Okay, so even though had to take a break from most of the episodes, again due to work and
Yeah,
motherhood and all that stuff, but I'ma just say it. If y'all did not read my One Piece tweets,
hmm,
the Barati arc is the Waffle House arc of One Piece, and I stand 10 toes down on that, and it will stay that way. I am sorry for those that don't know the comparison. If you've never been to a Waffle House,
I
you got
actually
a
had some for
smoker in the
breakfast.
back. You have a smoker in the back that's cooking and everything and can fight. Everybody fights at Waffle House. You know, you, come on. So and then when I came to that arc, I was like, okay, because we're meeting Sanji.
Hmm.
So I come to this part. I'm like, okay, Sanji smokes, he cooks, and he can kick ass. Barati's this big restaurant. Everybody fighting?
Yeah.
Everybody's fighting? What is going on? So
Hmm.
when I first watched it, when I first got to that part, like the arc alone, I was like, yo, why did I think with Sanji's backstory of how him and Red Zeph even came to this conclusion of
Yeah.
it's kind of like to me it's like a more so of a father son relationship even though they're not related,
Yeah.
but seeing their backstory it was like, yo,
Hmm.
now I see why his leg is gone, and now I kind of see why Sanji was so indebted to him,
Hmm.
and it's like that really took me like, and that's to me honestly that's what brought me into One Piece more,
Yeah. Yeah.
just seeing that. And then you're coming into Arlong, the Arlong Park arc.
Hmm.
Nami's backstory was crazy.
Yeah.
So and then another that was another arc that okay, that drew me in. I was
Hmm.
like, okay, this is the one that drew me in. So and then you got to see the fight with Arlong and Luffy. That was mind blowing. And then the walk to that park with Overtaken playing in the background. I was like,
Yeah.
yo,
Hype.
they ready. Like they ready. So that's what drew me in. And Lowtown was okay. Listen, Captain Smoker just wanted to smoke to see what's going on in the city, y'all.
Hmm.
That's all he wanted to do. Like that man was just in the office smoking Okay, didn't want to be bothered by nobody.
Yeah.
Now he has to get up from his smoke break to go see this person, Luffy, seeing like, what's all this chaos going on? Like, who's
Yeah.
this Monkey D. Luffy going on? Like, I gotta stop a smoke break to go see what's going on in my town. Like, I gotta find this guy.
Yeah.
So when he found Luffy at the execution platform where, Gold Roger
Yeah.
was basically executed, and I
Hmm.
was like, yo, I didn't think that from that point on, when I first got to the Logtown arc, it was like, okay, no way, he was born there and then died there. I was like,
Yeah.
how, bro? I was like, how? And it was like, to be born in a place where you got executed at, that's wow.
Yeah.
So my son is somehow joining me on One Piece. And
Awesome.
I was like, yo, Thomas, like, you gotta, because we try to watch different animes monthly,
Yeah.
because he's got school and, I have work. And then we try to watch, have our mother's son anime watch-a-thon.
Yeah.
So as of late, Demon Slayer,
Hmm.
Demon Slayer, he loves it.
Yeah.
Like, he loves it. So, um, his favorite character is Zenitsu.
Awesome.
His Hashira is Rengoku.
Mm.
So I was like, you don't like Tengen? He's like, no, he's too flashy. Because he's the Sound Hashira, he's got to be flashy.
Yeah.
So, but I told him that the next time that we do dress up, like at any point, I am getting him a cosplay. I'm getting
Nice.
him a cosplay. It's gonna be Zenitsu, and because I have my Muichiro cosplay in the closet,
Hmm.
so that I put that on occasionally. But my son has earned the cosplay right to be a demon player. He
That's
has the
super dope.
right to be. So it was really cool to get to have that moment with him.
Hmm.
To and anybody, if you have kids like we do, and they are casually watching anime with us, cherish that moment, because there's no bigger moment than enjoying something with your kid or children or whatever,
Hmm.
and just get to have that bonding experience with them. Like my son and I, we just, Naruto Shippuden was another one. In this case with him, he started Naruto at the same age where I actually started anime, which was 7 years old.
Nice.
So that's why seven to me is a lucky number, because I started at 7 years old and then he started anime at 7 years old, and it
Hmm.
kind of just full circle moment. And I did cry. I did cry because I was full circle.
Yeah.
But his first anime was Naruto. His first anime was Naruto. It's like, wow, you literally grew up with this kid, even though this anime has been out for so long, especially the time that we watched anime, Rob. And
Yeah.
Naruto's been out for a minute, but when my son first started, it was like, okay, this is it's a start somewhere, but I don't want to put too much pressure on him
Oh yeah.
when it comes to stuff like that, because Naruto was such like a long anime, and then you're coming into Naruto Shippuden, and then you have all those movies,
Hmm.
and then and it's like, okay, we can we'll start somewhere. So Naruto was his first anime, and I'm kind of glad that he's got to enjoy it.
Yeah.
He enjoys it, and to this day. And then when we did the jump transition to My Hero Academia,
Hmm.
he loves it.
Yeah.
Loves it. And then after My Hero, we did something different. Something different.
Hmm.
Demon Slayer. All right, cool. So we're on our Demon Slayer kick. So when we first saw the first season of Demon Slayer, he was so drawn in
Hmm.
that, you know, Mom, why are there demons killing his family? And I was like, if it's gonna be too gruesome for you, buddy, like we don't have to watch the first episode because that's the first episode that got really gruesome with Tanjiro's family
Yeah.
getting annihilated and everything. But no, it didn't bother him at
Hmm.
all. It didn't bother him at all. And I try to monitor, what he watches.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of anime content out there
Oh yeah.
that's not suited for kids.
Yeah.
Really not suited for kids. So I try to monitor what he watches. Like some of the stuff that we'll watch, our kids cannot watch.
Yeah.
So it's best to do that in a capacity. Attack on Titan was another one that I did not let him watch early on in
Yeah.
age because I felt that it's too much.
Yeah.
Like the first maybe 2 seasons is too much. And so I told him like when you got to be a little bit older, you watch it with me.
Yeah.
So and I tell him all the time if it gets too gruesome, you don't have to watch it.
Yeah.
So surprisingly, when he got to like 12,
Hmm.
Attack on Titan didn't bother him too much. And I was like, okay, wow, you were just like me for real. Like you're my twin. Like how is this not affecting you in a way? Like okay, and then when you get older and you start watching Parasite and everything, and and that doesn't bother you. The day I let him watch Parasite and it doesn't affect him, that is the day I peaked as a mother. That is the day I peaked as a mother. But I'm proud of that. I love that. You know, because he's my only son, and I love that he gets to do things with me that what do most teenage boys do? Like he just turned 13 a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Um, like I'm a full blown teenager now. Normally, kids his age, like they want to go out, they want to do like all this other things. They want to have like this freedom of it. And no,
Hmm.
he kind of like me in a way because he just wants to sit at home, watch TV with me, or
Hmm.
he'll invite his friends over, and his friends will watch anime and play video games, Lego sets and everything. So, and I'm like, hey, you're just really like my brother.
Yeah.
Like, you're just like me and my brother. Years back, we were kids doing so many things that, most, again, teenagers would do. So when he started anime, I was so proud. I didn't even get mad. I was so proud. I was like, yo, you're not gonna bother anybody.
Yeah.
If anybody bullies you, let me know because my mom got 3 katanas in her closet. Like, so I have hit the guy a sword in there. Like, we've all have
Nice.
seen me post pics about it.
Hmm.
So if you hear me shout Bankai, Daigura, Himaru,
Hmm.
just know. But no, full circle moment. It's amazing to have a kid that gets to share this moment with you
Yeah.
through anime. Like I had that with my mom with Samurai Champloo and Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
I had that with my brother. I had that with my brothers with various animes. So and then it again full circle moment. It's amazing, and I want everyone to experience that.
Yeah.
So, and aside from anime, he is a avid watcher of Star Wars.
Ooh. Nice.
So, yes, so he's an avid watcher of Star Wars, and I'm like more of a Lord of the Rings type person,
Mm.
but he's really into Star Wars. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't even be mad at him. Like, I want to try to get into it more.
Hmm.
So I might just try to get into it more to see like, okay, what's the fascination with Star Wars? Like, why is it so good and everything? So, and I did tell him like, you know what? Next time we have a movie marathon, it's coming up.
Yeah.
It's coming up. We try to have it every Fridays when he doesn't have school, or after school, or if I don't have work
Yeah.
because I don't have work Fridays. We just try to have mother son movie night on whatever we can watch.
Yeah.
So You know, I'll try to get into Star Wars again, and
Hmm.
if I get into it this time, and then he just kind of basically gives me the rundown with how everything is, like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
How do you know this? You know, how do you know this? But you know, it's cool to have that moment with my kid, and I don't think I do not want another moment to replace that,
Oh yeah.
because that's that moment. That's something that I have with him,
Yeah.
and you know, nothing is irreplaceable. So it's awesome to say the least. So like just like when I took him and his friends to go see Jujutsu Kaisen the movie in theaters,
Yeah.
yeah, that was amazing, amazing golden experience. To get again to have that. So once again, you guys, if you have kids
Hmm.
like us and they want to, you know, do these fun things with you, like cosplay or read mangas or, you know, watch anime or do like any other nerd stuff,
Yeah.
do it. Do it. It's amazing, and you're not going to get another chance like that again with your kid. And to be honest, it's amazing. So,
Yes.
you know, I recommend it highly. So, you
Yes.
know, and that's just about it.
Definitely, definitely. I appreciate you saying all this stuff because yeah, because I feel the same way with different stuff that I've gone through and experienced with my kids because like I've talked about before, my middle boy, he's been going through Naruto and stuff. He's trying to think. He's pretty deep into Shippuden at this point. I can't remember where he's at, but I know he's like at least a hundred or a couple hundred episodes into Shippuden. Um, and then I was laughing because like the other day, when I came home from work, he was like, did you know that they got Goku and Dragon Ball in Fortnite? I'm like, yes, I know.
Yeah, I saw it. My son came to me with that too. I was like, yo, no, he's not. Like Goku in Fortnite. Like I could get past Naruto in Fortnite, but Goku.
Yeah, that
Wow. And I was
what
like, maybe I should get in Fortnite now.
watching those clips have been so wild just because it's like they've put so much stuff into Fortnite at this point to where I literally saw a
Hmm.
clip of course Goku mowing down somebody with a gun. Then he swung away with Spider Man's. Then Goku swung away with Spider Man's webs, landed. Goku pulled out a lightsaber and killed somebody else, and then hit a dance. It's
That's
like
it. That's all you saw.
it's like what is this?
And
What is this life that you have Goku doing Spider-Man stuff with the lightsaber and dancing all in one game?
right.
I'm like kids nowadays are so
I
spoiled with
think
that
that,
stuff.
yeah, it crazy, right? I think the funniest moment ever. I'm sorry if anybody has, you know, heard the Bleach news recently. You
Hmm.
know, Disney Plus, you know, got the streaming rights to the Thousand Year Blood War arc. Let me tell you, all those memes started flying around. I was like, this is Ichigo Kurosaki, and you're watching the Disney Channel. I'm like, yo,
Yes.
I'm like, what is going on? And someone had asked a very good question. How did Crunchyroll allow Disney to, you know, outbid them for the streaming rights for the Thousand Year Blood War? I was like, how the heck?
We're about to say,
And I was
well,
like,
it is Disney. They probably one of the if anybody can outbid somebody, it's Disney.
mouse won apparently. So you know,
Yeah.
um, I I mean, I'm kind of skeptical about it. I mean, you never know. Like, I think we're all going to be tuned in,
Yeah.
and hopefully, they don't pull the whole thing what they did with summertime rendering.
Yeah. Summertime render.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
So,
heart.
you know, my heart, my heart. But hopefully, like, I'll watch. Like I said, I'm skeptical about it, but I'll still check it out and see. Hopefully, they don't cut out a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
There's still some fights that some of us are excited about. You know,
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Cause
So it's like,
I feel like they won't. Cause I know a couple months ago when they had the interview with Kubo, he was talking about how he is personally supervising the anime, and he's like, hey, this is gonna be uncensored, and he's gonna be added in extra scenes
mhm,
that he didn't get to do in the manga. So content wise, I think it'll be fine. I think it's just like the big concern, like you said, like it's the summertime
mhm.
rendering situation of them not putting it out everywhere and stuff. So, but and of course I will go and say this too. At least like at the time of this recording, this is still in the rumor realm, but allegedly from what I saw is that speculation is that they might officially announce it because D23, the Disney conference, whatever, is in a couple of weeks, and so it's heavily
Oh yeah,
rumored.
I did.
Yeah,
I
it's
did hear that was coming up. So
yeah. So it's heavily rumored that that's probably where they might, make the official announcement is at D23 in a couple of weeks. So
mhm.
um so yeah. So now I know we might be a little bit short on time, but I want to ask before we start wrapping stuff up because, like I said, I don't know how much more time you might have. Um, but anything else you've been watching and or reading you want to touch on?
Oh yes. Okay, so basically not a read, but more of a rewatch. So it's been Jujutsu Kaisen
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
recently. Um, and speaking of Jujutsu Kaisen, we are getting an announcement in September 18th
Yeah.
regarding, a season two. So hopefully that it gets announced saying that, oh, we're going to have it in 2023.
Yeah.
We are going to have a trailer come out,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
all the other stuff. And then we have the movie, Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, coming to Crunchyroll, I think, in September,
Yeah.
from my understanding.
Yeah.
And so, as of late, it's been a Jujutsu Kaisen rewatch for me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still catching up on the manga.
Mm-hmm.
So, hopefully, my thoughts on this, hopefully, with season two, even though we are going to see Toji, Megan's dad, we're going to potentially see him.
Yeah.
We're going to see, the Zenin massacre, hopefully, probably later on in that season where Maki just kind of went ham on the
Oh,
whole Zenin clan.
I don't think that will get covered because the Shibuya arc is so freaking long by itself that I don't.
So we're possibly, if you really think so, I think we're possibly going to get like maybe four, maybe five seasons of Jujutsu Kaisen,
I can see that
depending
because
on because the manga is about 195 chapters long now,
yes, yes,
about that much. So we're nearing the 200 chapter
mm-hmm.
come up for Jujutsu Kaisen, so I need to get my butt back on that as of late. But so I want to see the Shibuya arc animated. I don't think anyone is going to be ready for that. I'm
No,
sorry, no spoilers, no spoilers. If you read the manga, you know. If you're an anime only, you gotta get on that manga now, please.
yeah,
But Shibuya arc is gonna be crazy. I think that one will break the internet
yeah,
as opposed to the movie. So
oh
it's
yeah,
gonna be crazy. But it has been therapeutic just watching Jujutsu Kaisen because
mm-hmm.
like I was telling you before, as of late, that I've
Mm-hmm.
had an anime burnout.
Yeah,
If you and it's okay to have a burnout. It's okay to
oh
take
yeah,
a break and take a step back from watching anime. This is to anybody who's had a recent block as of late to doing anything anime related. But it's okay to have take breaks from
mm-hmm.
all that. It's okay to get back into it if you can, but take it take it one step at a time.
Yeah.
So that's what I've done. I was like, okay, let me just rewatch Jujutsu Kaisen to,
Yeah.
kind of help me, kind of ease it down a little bit. So it has helped. It has helped.
Yeah.
So, I'm on the scene where, Yuji and Sukuna are having that conversation after Sukuna basically ripped out Yuji's heart,
Oh yeah.
during his fight with Magni. So
Yeah.
that was funny. And, you know, and I think that was the scene that when I first started Jujutsu Kaisen, that was the scene that drew me in more too
Yeah.
when I first started watching it because I wasn't skeptical on the show. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't skeptical on the anime because I was like, okay, what's this anime called Jujutsu Kaisen? Let
Yeah.
me check it out. So when I first watched it, I was like that scene. I was like, why did he rip the heart out? Ain't no way. So, and I was
Yeah.
like, if he ripped the heart out, would it not have an effect on him, but will it kill Yuji instead?
Yeah.
And it kind of did. So
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get a lot more Megami versus Sukuna moment. I think we're gonna get a lot more of those moments too between those two.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was just the beginning of the Sukuna Megami thing. So we're gonna get. I'm hoping we get more of that. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be really excited about that. So and I would hate it if when Sukuna gets all the fingers and he gets all his arms back. That's going to be the most impact scene ever. Like,
Yeah.
to be honest. So, like I said, I don't want to spoil the manga for anybody,
Yeah.
but I do recommend get on that manga, please.
Yeah.
Especially with the Shibuya art coming up, because we are gonna get that
Yeah.
in truthfully in season two.
Yeah.
So, like I said, get on that manga. It's definitely worth a read.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely worth a read. If you want to check it out, go ahead. I'm not forcing you to do so. Go read Jujutsu Kaisen, please, on manga. Thank you. And that's just about it. That's just about it. But I'm slowly trying to catch up on the manga too.
Yeah.
So that's been good as well. So I'm kind of excited about that.
Hmm.
It's a good bit of mangas that I need to finish up.
Yeah.
Truthfully, Witch Watch. There's this manga called Witch Watch.
Hmm.
Can't really give you the synopsis, but it's really good. But definitely check that out. I have Manga Plus on my phone, so if I can't sleep at night
Yeah.
at like 2 in the morning, I just put it on my phone, just turn it up, read it,
Oh yeah.
and just kind of get into it. Also, read the John Wick of anime known as Sakamoto Days, please. The John Wick of anime,
Yeah.
Sakamoto Days.
Read it, people.
Read that,
Read
please.
Sakamoto
Read it,
Days.
people. See, showing y'all, read that. I recommend it. Another manga that I do recommend that everyone read is Solo Leveling.
Hmm.
Solo Leveling is a good one. Kaiju number 8
Hmm.
is another good one. And try and My Hero Academia also, if you're not caught up on the manga. There has been 3 good chapters. I don't want to spoil it,
Yeah.
but get on to that now. Um, it's crazy. So, speaking of My Hero, I'm actually excited for the upcoming season too because now we're going to come into the war arc and
Yeah.
we're going to get Endeavor and Shoto versus Dabi. That reveal is going to be crazy
Yeah.
when that comes up. Another anime that I'm excited for October, Chainsaw Man.
Oh yeah.
Get on that, people. Get on that. Um, what else? Mob Psycho,
Oh yeah.
season 3.
Yeah.
I think we're all excited for Mob Psycho. Um, like I said, Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War arc. If you're caught up on the manga, awesome. If you're doing a rewatch on the anime, awesome. But if you're just starting out on Bleach, just to check it out and get a feel of it, to see
Hmm.
what we have all been talking about, that's awesome too. And I think that's just about it on the anime news of things I've been, rewatching
Yeah.
as of late. Oh yeah, it's Spy Family. The second part is coming
Yep.
out, so Spy Family.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. But yeah, but that's just everything that I have been kind of covering for,
Yeah.
especially on a rewatch and reread. So it's been good though, just to kind of get out that anime burnout,
Yeah.
just to slowly get out of it. So I'm excited for a lot more anime news. I'm excited for a lot of upcoming seasons, some more shows coming up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great fall. It's
Hmm.
gonna be a great fall so far, but that's just about it on my end with everything. So
Okay. Awesome. So I know you gotta cut out and go. Um but I definitely appreciate you coming through. Um but before I do this little outro, I will say for those that are listening and or watching, stick around because I am gonna do some more stuff after I say goodbye to Shakita. Um, just because I have some other stuff I need to touch on it as well. So just stick around for a couple minutes, or whatever. But Shakita, thank you so much for coming
hmm
on and joining me. We definitely got to run this back at some point, or I might have to maybe make an appearance on your show.
well, hey, don't ever hesitate to reach out to me. We can try to get
Yes.
something done. I did plan on having some people come on, but like I said, my schedule's kind of like, yeah, with work and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So, but we'll get that done. But thank you so much for having me. I wanted to be on this show for so long, y'all. I really did. But it's all good vibes. It's all good vibes. It's all safe space. Everything. It's comforting. But thank you again for having me. It was an honor, really. It truly
Oh.
was an honor.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, yeah, like we said up top, me and Shakita have been, we've been cool since, like I said, for well over a year now. Um, and we always keep up with each other and stuff. So just looking forward to more dope conversations and shenanigans. um, in the future, and of course, me, tossing you those manga recommendations and stuff too. uh,
Before I go, I
yeah,
wanted to, if it's okay with you, Rob, if
yeah,
I could just throw out a little mantra
yeah.
for everybody. Uh, the tonight's mantra, and I've said this yesterday. I tweeted this yesterday. Um, the mantra, as it goes, people do not deserve access to you, and what that means is people don't just if people have at some point, you know, has made you feel uncomfortable the first time around, and they have done something that you didn't like crossing boundaries or offending you in a way, and they keep doing that, it is okay to shut yourself off from them and deny them access to your life. Nothing is more scary than a person who is healing, getting themselves together, and all that stuff. So, again, the mantra is people don't deserve access to you. So, you can write that down, you can journal it, set boundaries,
Hmm.
all of that good stuff. I mean, I say it all the time in most of my mantras on my podcast page. I say it most of the times, like on a random occasion. I even repeat it to myself.
Hmm.
So, it's okay to cut those people off. It's okay to set boundaries for your life. It's okay to do something that's comfortable to you. So, and that's it. So, just write that down, meditate on it, journal it, and you know mantras can go a long way. Take some advice. Like I said, with my podcast, I do offer life advice. That's why I do mini sodes a lot
Hmm.
on stuff like this. So, and that's it. So that's the mantra for you guys. Like, people don't deserve access to you. So, it's okay to set those boundaries. Don't don't ever hesitate to do something that's comfortable to you.
Yeah.
So if they can't accept that, it's okay to cut them off. And that's it.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Shakita. And like I said up top, I'll have links to all of Shakita's stuff in the description below. So make sure y'all go listen to her podcast. Make sure y'all go follow her on Twitter, Instagram, and all the socials that I'll have linked below. So thank you once again, Shakita. And like I said, y'all, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back. All right, y'all. So we're back. Once again, shout out to Shakita for coming through for a bit and hanging with your boy. Much appreciated. So, and let's see. Let me make sure. Okay, and make sure my stuff is going. This is my first time I've done something with a guest and then continue by myself without any extra stuff, whatever. But yeah. So I had a few more things I just wanted just to touch on as far as like what I've been reading and watching and stuff, whatever. But I do want to say, cause I feel like, I know I talked about it before about like how, with me changing how I've been recording and stuff lately, I'm starting to see a path of potential more open time and stuff, so to speak, in a sense. Because I've talked about many times of like how I really really want to figure out a good groove for getting back into gaming. Because like I've said it many times before, it's like that is like one thing that's like hurt my heart so much that I haven't really like been able to get the gaming stuff back going or whatever. That's I have like so many games that I've like started and just stopped or whatever. And so with that being said, like I said, I've like been making some little changes, whatever, with the schedule and stuff. And hopefully in this next month or whatever, I find a pretty good rhythm. But things have just been like feeling so weird lately because, like I said, like with me recording certain stuff weeks ahead and then it posting, then when I do record an actual episode that's going to go up like a few days after I record it, like this one for example, it's like weird because it's like, wait, what all stuff happened between that last episode and now that I maybe haven't talked about on the podcast yet or whatever and stuff like that. So, but it's weird. Like I said, it's just going to take me some time to get used to it or whatever. But speaking of gaming stuff, so I finally made the investment and upgraded my PlayStation Plus subscription to the second tier, which is called Extra. And the reason I did it is because there's this game called, I think it's Trials Evolution, or Trials Rising. Oh, look at my handy dandy PlayStation app and it'll tell me, because it was something I played recently, Trials Fusion. And we've had the demo for that game for a freaking long time. And so Vash loves playing it. I enjoy playing it too, whatever. But it's like, okay, we've been playing through the same like handful of levels for years, feels like. So I was like, you know what? While of course still got some money stuff I need to figure out or whatever, but I was like, you know what? Let me see how much this game is because I know it's been out for years. And so I saw on the PlayStation Store, I was like, oh hey, it's $20. So I was like, you know what? I can spare $20, for something a little bit fun for me and Vash to play together and stuff. Then I saw in the options where it was like, hey, included with PlayStation Plus Extra. So I was thinking, I was like, let me see what that would entail. And so since my subscription wasn't going to expire until November, because normally every year around Black Friday time, I usually get a PlayStation Plus year subscription on sale, and so usually that's around the time where my subscription ends. So when I was on there, it was like, hey, since you have you have about 100 days left on this subscription or whatever, today it would only cost you $10 to upgrade. And so I'm like, So I can pay, instead of paying 20 for the one game, I can pay 10 to upgrade the subscription for the next few months and get access to this game for me and Vash, but also get access to stuff like Stray, the cat game I've been wanting to play, and a bunch of other stuff that's on there too. So I was like, you know what, screw it. Pay the $10 or whatever, and we had fun. We started playing the new levels and stuff, whatever, which was just dope to finally see some new environments and different things of that nature. So I'm excited about that, and like I said, to play more stuff. Honestly, I would love to get into like some type of like solid rhythm to where, hey, maybe if it's like every night, play like an hour or so, whatever. Cause I was talking with I guess quote unquote talking more like in the chat or whatever, to a friend of the podcast, Miss Cat Burglar from Solar Scouts, cause she has been doing Twitch streams for a little while now, and so I happened to hop on the other night because she was streaming. It might have been Tiny Tina's Wonderland, maybe I think she was streaming something, and I jumped in or whatever. And she was talking about how, like, when she has a busy day or whatever, gaming is her way to kind of help unwind and stuff for the night. And so I was like, man, that is something I definitely did used to do a lot more, um, you know. But it's just like, since I've been doing the podcast, and I thought about it before, it's like I got way more into reading manga, and that's just like derailed everything. But yeah, so hopefully, like I said, hopefully, I'll have more gaming talk on here. Cause shout out to my homie Gooch. I know him, and some of the people was like, man, like we missed the gaming conversation. I'm like, I know I miss having stuff to talk about or whatever, but it's like, the only thing I like play somewhat frequently is freaking Rayman Legends. So I just do like the challenge levels and stuff. If not every day, at least like every couple of days or whatever. But anywho, and speaking of which, because I touched on earlier with the D23 news. So this year at D23, I saw that shout out to, of course, he'll probably never see this, but Blessing Adeoye Jr. From Kinda Funny, he is going to be hosting Disney and Marvel's first um, gaming panel, stream, or whatever. Because at D23, they're gonna have a section talking about Marvel video games, and so that's gonna be very dope to see. And shout out to him for getting that dope opportunity as well to host something of that magnitude. But 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 yeah, so like I said, hopefully, fingers crossed, I get stuff in order and start talking about more video games and stuff, whatever. But aside from that, like I said earlier, it's just like, this whole weekend has just been so weird. Partly because it's like my wife was out of town for a few days or whatever, and so I was on full dad duty and stuff, whatever, for like 4 days. I've been on full dad duty now, but I have a new obsession, which, if things go properly, whatever, I would have maybe already recorded a review or whatever for this. But I have a new obsession it's called Oshi no Ko. It is a manga, which I don't know if y'all can see this, but it has taken over my life this weekend. Y'all maybe have at least seen that cover. But it's one I kept on saying and hearing about or whatever. It's one that they announced that it's also getting an anime, and the English volumes are coming out, I think, starting in January from Yen Press. And so I'm like, okay, what is this thing? But like looking at the cover, I'm like, okay, what is this? It's about like a pop idol or something, or whatever. This story has been so much more. And like I said, hopefully I've already done my review by the time y'all are seeing this. But essentially, Oshi no Ko is about this teen pop idol who, basically, long story short, mild spoilers a little bit, but the setup or whatever is that basically she ends up getting pregnant, and she's pregnant with twins. Now, two people who are big fans of hers, end up dying in separate situations or whatever, and they get reincarnated as her kids. And so the story is kind of like following the idol, I think because her name is AI, so um, and these kids being born into this pop idol world. And that's all I'm gonna say on this now. Like I said, I'm hopefully would have gone more deeper into things in my review. They might hopefully be before this, whatever. But this is a story that I highly suggest you go into as blind as possible. Like I said, like aside from that little bit of info or whatever, I know a little bit like that. But man, this has been so freaking good. Um, all of the chapters are on the Manga Plus app for free right now. And it's like 72 chapters, I think, right now. Somewhere like 70, 72, something like that, whatever. And I've read, like right now, hopefully by the time I actually do my review, whatever, I've read more, but I've read like 50, I think, chapters. But it has been such a freaking awesome read. Nice twists and turns because basically it deals with what life is like being raised in the lifestyle of a celebrity, like a pop idol's child, and the different things you go with that or whatever. So, but it is very, very awesome, very good. It kind of gives me certain parts of it, like later on, give me similar vibes to Rest in Peace to the series Aoashi, because Arthur ended up being a freaking pedophile, kind of a little bit, or he got caught. I think he got in trouble for some mess or whatever, which caused what was a freaking fantastic story about a young girl getting into acting and stuff, whatever. That Aoashi was freaking phenomenal, but it sucks that the freaking Arthur was trash and the series got canceled. So, anyway, but yeah, it kind of gives me similar vibes to that or whatever. But yeah, Oshi no Ko, go check that out. Um, while I'm on the subject of stuff I've been reading or whatever, I also, since last time I recorded, I've also finished Saturn Apartments. That was also really good. I'm gonna do a series full review discussion thing later on. But Saturn Apartments was a very nice, pleasant read. Things kind of ramped up in an unexpected way in those last couple of volumes and stuff. But I was overall satisfied with how it ended. Um, Aside from those, trying to think. I guess in manga wise, One Piece chapter 1057, Wano is over. We have reached the end of the Wano arc after I think it was like 4 years and some change. Good lord, it was like I think it was like 120. I don't know. It was a lot of chapters, but for sure like over 4 years worth being in this one freaking arc. But yeah, the arc is over, and slight spoilers. Um, got the internet in a tizzy today because Yamato did not join the crew. So many people on the internet are hot about it or whatever. I'm kind of like, it is what it is, whatever. My lovely daughter just came and told me good night and gave me a kiss on the cheek. And speaking of my daughters, I'll touch on that in a second. I'm in the middle of One Piece talk, but people are in a tizzy about One Piece. It is what it is. Um, I'm trying to think. So I saw today, cause I was at first like this morning. I haven't read Jujutsu Kaisen in a while. Let me read some Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm only like a few chapters behind. Man, apparently I haven't read Jujutsu Kaisen since. Let me pull it up because we're today was chapter 194. Apparently I haven't read Jujutsu Kaisen since like 181 or something like that, which was back in April. So somehow I have not read Jujutsu Kaisen for May, June, July, almost 4 months. So I am, I'm like 15 chapters behind. And I need to get on it because I've already gotten spoiled because a certain character is back in action. What's wrong, baby? Kids are funny. Vash has been funny. Um, he came in here saying that his sister was fighting. I'm like, what? And so, I don't know. But but yeah, so I'm like 15 chapters behind on Jujutsu Kaisen. So, cause like I said, I got spoiled that a certain character finally made their reappearance, and I'm like, dang it. But you know, it is what it is. Trying to think. I think that's all I'm gonna touch on for manga stuff. Shout out to Akane Banachi. That's another one I'm like a handful of chapters behind on. That one got the freaking color page of Shonen Jump this week, which I'm very glad to see that series is taking off and gaining popularity. And I think because it also kind of like there's like a chapter or time like back with like when Volume 1 came out in Japan that Oda gave his stamp of like, hey, I like this. But it's been growing in popularity, and I love it because it's something different within Shonen Jump and stuff. So, but trying to think. I think that's it. And the new My Hero chapter was good. All thing I'll say is just, hey, despair is in the air. but but yeah, aside from that, what I've been watching. So during my little break earlier, whatever, I was like, man, I haven't watched Parallel World Pharmacy, and man, this episode was so freaking good because we had last week's episode. Pharma finally basically kind of surrounded by these guys called Inquisitors from the church because of like the rumors of like, hey, there's a boy without a shadow, da 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 da, and so they try to run up on Pharma. They fire attacks, ice attacks, whatever, all the four elements like the Avatar, and Pharma was like, enough. And he was just canceling out stuff. It was really dope to see. And then they saw his glowing tattoo or whatever, and they was like, oh no, he's a divine being. They were bowing down. The kind of like the head guy or whatever, commander or whatever, he ended up getting hurt and stuff. But Pharma being the pharmacist he is, he treated his wound or whatever, and then like some months passed by, and this dude became the freaking bishop of the church, and basically just like made it so it was like, hey, the rumors or the stories about the boy with the no shadow does not exist, false rumors or whatever, and he gave Pharma this dope wand or whatever that like only he can touch. Basically, only divine beings or deities can touch it because when he tried to give it to his assistant, it just like phased through her hand. That was so freaking dope to see. But yeah, it phased through her hand. And then the guy also gave him this necklace with this pendant that he can wear that will like kind of like suppress his magic power, and like thus giving him a shadow. So that's really dope. That's like, okay, cool. He can move around a little bit more freely without that oddity, whatever. Um, and I also appreciate it. Though I feel like somewhere down the road, this bishop is gonna come back into play where it's like, hey, yes, you helped me or whatever, but we're keeping your secret. We need a favor done. But I did also like the little setup or whatever, and I love that. Hey, we're just like a little over like halfway through the season. It's only episode 7, so we still got like 5 more episodes or so to go. So I'm excited because it feels like a decent amount of stuff has happened in these 7 episodes. From like, okay, this guy gets reincarnated, comes up in this family, learning how the medicine and stuff works, how his powers and stuff works, to him starting an actual pharmacy, dealing with conflicts and stuff, whatever. But I love how like at the end of this episode, whatever, it kind of taught or kind of he's walking through the town with his sister, and we see a lady going to another pharmacy in town. It's like, hey, why don't y'all carry some of the medicines that's at the other pharmacy, whatever, the Parallel World Pharmacy? And the guy's like, hey, well, they have all these new medicines that we've never even heard of, and because of how the guild and stuff works. Um, there's nothing that they can do or whatever, and da 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 da. And so our boy Pharma is about to create his own guild. Though we also see at the end of the episode the guy that's over that other pharmacy, whatever, looks like his daughter or something got sick, and so he's trying to mix up medicine, but he's like stuck with not knowing what to do. So I'm interested to see like how, of course, we know Pharma's gonna come through somehow, and then that's gonna lead probably to this guy joining Pharma's guild or whatever, and just seeing where that stuff goes, whatever. But yeah, Parallel War Pharmacy, really good, really dope show. Uh, Sticking with let me see, Aoashi was another really good episode this week. This episode, and I said this on my Twitter. This episode, this is how you set up a upcoming big matchup, cause seeing Ashito and the crew go to check out this other team, go to check out a game that they're about to play, the team that they're about to play against, whatever, and just seeing how they maneuver and stuff, whatever. Them talking to the other team's coach, whatever, and Tachibana kind of giving some insight because he grew up with that coach and that team and stuff, whatever, was really dope because it was like, okay, hey, these guys function differently and they function as a cohesive team, as a cohesive unit. And we don't have that. We don't do that. So we got some stuff we need to work on. And then finding out that not only does Tachibana have a sister, he has a twin sister. And all that stuff, whatever. And then the confrontation between the two groups and stuff, whatever. It was like, yeah. Just pouring gasoline on the fire. I'm just ready to see this matchup. It's gonna be freaking dope. But yeah, looking forward to that episode next week. What else? Summertime Rendering, another wild episode. I didn't get to talk about it last episode. So last episode when freaking they found out that the basically Shide's true identity, whatever. That whole sequence of events of this dude finding out like how all that situation came about, like how him and Heine are tied together, how basically this guy is just basically kind of like rebirthing himself over and over and over for 300 years, to where like him and Heine have a baby, and then he gets Heine to copy his memories onto the child, and then this is how he is basically staying immortal for all these years, and how like there's like multiple copies of him around at this point in time, because they took out one copy, and then the real one was behind Ushio. That scene was just so clean, where he just like the blade just went into Ushio's shadow, and then he was like slice one down. And that whole sequence of events was like so wild. And then we come to this week's episode of, what's his name, Shinpei trying to figure stuff out or whatever, and immediately being confronted with Heine, who shows up. She takes the form of one of the kids. She runs off for some reason. Then basically she ends up making a fake call to Hizuru and everybody, like, hey, I'm back because Ushio died and da da da. Meet me on this in these two remote locations or whatever, to kind of get everybody separated and everything. And thus we kind of end up with Hizuru versus Shide and Hane and stuff. And that fight is so freaking dope. And stuff. So, but Summertime Rendering, it's like, man, things like super ramping up in a way. And I'm curious to see like how Hizuru's gonna come through. As we move forward and stuff. What else? I'm trying to think what else I watched. So I loosely caught up on Call of the Night, because I've been like loosely keeping up with Call of the Night. but not as much just because I already read the manga, so it wasn't like I was impressed to keep up with it, like be on top of keeping up with it or whatever. But but this most recent episode or whatever, like we kind of get introduced to a bunch of the other female vampires and stuff, whatever. Like that whole sequence with uh uh shoot, what's her name? Nazuna. Um, sorry, y'all. Trying to yeah, Nazuna. Okay, I remember right. Summertime rain. I mean, call of the night. Nazuna fighting the other vampire chick. Like when she came through out of nowhere, and then just like kicked the girl's arm off, and like that whole fight sequence stuff was just like really dope. But yeah, but it basically it was just a really good episode of excuse me for of Call of the Night, and so I'm excited to see um where things kind of ramp up and go from there. So yeah, I'm trying to think. Dang, I didn't watch. Yakuza's got the babysitting this weekend, so I need to go watch that. Um, I'm still so freaking far behind on Devil's a Part Timer, but that's fine. That's more of like a leisure watch whenever I get to it. Um, Made in Abyss, man. That was some effed up stuff, y'all. That whole situation, because we gotta flashback this episode of basically just everything that kind of the past of like, okay, how did we get up in this? How did they get up in this effed up situation or whatever? And just seeing the truth of how of basically they were trying to find water. Once they got to the Golden City, kind of find out that the water source that they found was actually just inside of this like giant beast corpse thing, whatever. So it was infecting them. People were dying, getting very ill, transforming to freaking like part tree and all this junk, whatever. And then they found this like egg looking thing, which ended up getting fused with the girl that ended up becoming is it Illumi? The kind of like dark and white fur chick, whatever. That kind of like the Princess of Hollows, whatever. Saying the start of that, or whatever, and like how freaking Lord she, they gave her the egg or whatever to kind of like help, hey, grant her wish, or whatever, and it comes true, and she basically was wishing to be able to have kids because she couldn't, and she just kept on having this loop and this cycle. She was just like having these like hollow pet type of children creature things, but they kept dying, and it was just like this constant loop or whatever. And the freaking crazy dude, I can't remember his freaking name, but the one that's voiced by Sanji's voice actor, coming through and basically taking the corpses of the hollow baby things, whatever, and making them into food, and that's how he is curing people. And yo, it was on some freaking. This is like some Bondrew level, if not beyond Bondrew level of effed upness, man. It was like when they revealed that part, it was like, yo, this is too much. This is too much. Um, but yeah, that stuff is freaking wild. So, but yeah, aside from anime, I think that's it as far as anime wise goes. Let me see. So non-anime stuff for the last couple things I'm gonna touch on. I'm gonna get out of here. I started watching Sandman on Netflix. I think I'm like 3 or 4 episodes in now, whatever. I'm just been slowly watching. That was my obsession watch. Every night last week up until I freaking Oshi no Ko came over and just like took my time away. But but uh, but yeah, Sandman. That's a pretty dope show, whatever. I don't know if it's based off of a comic or something, whatever. I don't know, but it's a pretty good show. It basically follows, like the name suggests, Sandman or the King of Dreams or whatever. But he kind of basically gets captured and imprisoned for like a little over 100 years or something like that or whatever. and just like him trying to like go through and like reclaim his items and stuff that was stolen from him, and just like all these other like magical oddities and different stuff, whatever going on. A descendant of Constantine, Joanna Constantine, or Constantine, as Sandman calls it. But yeah, but that was a pretty dope show. And last thing I have to touch on, and for those of y'all watching the video, see me in my Breaking Bad shirt, because last week I witnessed the finale of Better Call Saul. Man, that was a fantastic episode to end things on. Such a great way to like wrap everything up. I wasn't sure like how things were gonna go, because I'm like, man, the way the previous episode went, to where like basically Jimmy's cover finally got blown by the old lady, because Slippin' Jimmy, he just started getting too greedy, and then things started falling apart, and now, you know, the old lady ratted him out, and stuff. So, but yeah, he basically ended up trying to go on the run and escape, but the cops caught him. He went to jail. But man, I love watching this dude and good lord, Kim, their scheming minds, like when they're coming over with a plan or whatever. The way he pulled off this craziness, to where, first of all, he actually convinced them to get his sentence down to 7 years, because he was going to be doing life plus like another like 90 or something crazy years or whatever. So life plus like 90 years or something wild. And he got him down to freaking 70, because he used to be a lawyer, or he was a lawyer and stuff whatever. So while yes, he has shady and done shady stuff whatever, but it's like, hey, at the heart of it, this dude knows the law, and he knows all the loopholes and tricks whatever. And so he got them down to freaking 7 years, to where he got to pick the prison he wanted to go to and get ice cream delivered every Friday. All these crazy stipulations and stuff whatever. But when he found out that basically Kim went and told what happened with Howard, and that basically she was gonna be involved in some mess or whatever, he ended up basically turning stuff whatever on himself to get her out of it or whatever, to get her out of trouble. But the way things went, to where freaking Kim, I love the moment to where she ended up going to this local law office or whatever, and she kind of looked around, and it just kind of just like brought her memories back of when she was kind of like, of why she was in it, because she was seeing like, you know, this young pregnant mother, this minority family over here needing help, the one lady in the office where they're being swamped, papers and files and stuff everywhere. And so she walks in, and I'm like, this is how you know she's overworked or whatever, and this place is like super ridiculously busy with no help. Is that she told the lady, she's like, hey, you know, I wanted to see if there was you know, I want to volunteer. And then the lady was like, hey, this, you know, there's no pay, da da da. Kim was like, that's fine. And then the lady's like, hey, can you answer the phone? Can you answer the phone? Kim was like, yeah. I was like, answer the phone because it's ringing. And that's how it started. So she started their phone, putting away files and stuff. And then she got word that Jimmy got captured. And then when she was there at the trial, that's when Jimmy wanted to make sure she came to the trial or whatever, so that she could see him, basically get her off the hook. And then how time passed by, Saul goes to jail. I love the freaking bus ride where everybody on the bus is like, better call Saul. And they're like doing like the stomping and clapping like, better call Saul, better call Saul. It was just so freaking dope to see. And then like him going in jail, and then pretty much everybody respected him and stuff. Where he's working in the kitchen and stuff, and everybody knows him, respects him, whatever. And then sometime, I don't know how much time had passed, but Kim comes to visit him, or they're like, hey, your lawyer is here. And when he goes into the room, it's freaking Kim. And she's like, well, come to find out, you know, there's no time frame or expiration date on the Albuquerque bar or whatever it was. So she was able to go back to being a lawyer, and she's his lawyer. And there was a very dope shot of somebody had put up. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, so somebody had posted this shot of they recreated in the final episode. They recreated this scene from I think they said it was like from like season one or something crazy, um, of them kind of side by side with Kim was smoking and Jimmy was going to take the cigarette from her mouth and just like the lighting and stuff. It was just so freaking so freaking good. But yeah, it was just so cool because we also got to see what's his name, Hank, the cop from Breaking Bad. Like to see his wife. She was there when Saul got captured and they was in the negotiating room, all that stuff, whatever. But seeing her and that stuff kind of looped back in. Um, I'm trying to think. It was something else that they kind of looped back into. But anywho, it was just a freaking fantastic way to end this series and to kind of like really close the loop on everything related to Breaking Bad for the most part. I can't think of really too many things, if anything, that was like left unanswered and stuff. So, because I feel like everything, at least that I can mainly think of, got looped in, closed off, whatever. Whether it be we actually saw a character or they at least just like verbally, confirm some stuff and just like wrap things up. So, but yeah, that was freaking fantastic. So you know, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, some of my all-time favorites. Better Call Saul really shined through, and it truly made me a really big fan of Bob Odenkirk and his work. Because I mentioned like earlier this year I watched the movie that he was in called Nobody. That was really cool to get to see him in like an action movie and stuff, whatever. But yeah, but much love to him and everybody from that series, that cast or whatever. But yeah, and I think that might do it. Let me see. I think that'll do it. Shout out to everybody also for last week. There was a lot of stuff going on, so shout out to everybody that found me through the homie Manga Alerts. Cause y'all know last week's episode I had him on as a guest. We talked about the behind the manga and how he runs his Twitter page and stuff. And so I know a lot of people found me because we did some collaboration together where we did a manga giveaway where we gave away a copy of Rooster Fighter Volume 1, the upcoming Shangri-La Frontier Volume 1, and a $25 Right Stuff Anime gift card as well. Uh, so shout out to the winner of that. And like I said, shout out to anybody new that found me either just by them following or trying to win the manga giveaway, or if y'all found me because of Manga Alerts last week. Uh, Much love to all of y'all and stuff. So, but and like I said, shout out to the person who won those very awesome manga. In the future, me and Manga Alerts, we're already talking about it. We are definitely going to be doing more giveaways and stuff in the future. So be on the lookout for that stuff going on. And and shout out for those who checked out last week. I also did a review for a journal of my father. This was a freaking awesome read and very heartwarming, very touching, because obviously by the title, um, it's about the main character going back to his hometown for the first time in over a decade because of his father's funeral, and kind of through shared stories and memories of with people there, he learns more about his father and his perception of him and different things that happened or whatever as back when he was a kid and growing up and stuff, whatever. So, but yeah, I think that is it. Like I keep saying before, I'm gonna keep having very awesome people on. Some new people. I have some returning people on the docket as well. Like I said, in the coming week, I think maybe next week possibly, is when I'll do my Saturn apartments. Um, series review discussion thing. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it. So with that being said, hold on. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. Um, you already know. Follow your boy everywhere at Danny's Talk, Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast on YouTube for the video version of this. I'm close to 200 subscribers, which is pretty wild. That I'm about to reach that milestone. I think I'm like 6 or so people away. So shout out to everybody that's been coming through, following me and stuff. Also shout out to the homie Ari, aka Sundari, because she just crossed 500 subscribers on her YouTube channel. So much love to her, and I look forward to that Ari from My Hero Academia cosplay you're gonna be doing in celebration of that. And yeah, so like I said, lots of great things on the horizon. I look forward to hopefully getting this Oshi no Ko review up. Like I said, hopefully that's up before y'all even see this episode, but if not, it's coming. But yeah, very awesome, very excited for things to come. But your boy is out. Like I said, hopefully I can get in some more gaming stuff sometime soon, but in due time. But as I always say, treat yourself to something nice. Read some manga, watch some anime, play some video games. Do it for me. Play some video games for your boy. And live your best life. And with that, I am out. Much love to all of y'all. Take care.